Hello everybody and welcome to Beyond Esports versus Lucid Dream. We are here live in the pistol round of Mirage as we see it unfold before our very eyes. Lucid Dream late pushed out of A with some smokes over for cover, got themselves the bomb plants, and as Beyond look to retake it, they're doing so well in those aim duels. A kit in play, a smoke from A rolls, and no opponents left. It's an easy round for Beyond as they get the defuse and get off to a flying start here as we are in a best of 3, of course. Mirage coming into the start of things is... I haven't actually got a chance to look at the video just yet.
Lucid Dream's mapping. I can go over the full video here then,
yeah.
if you want that. So, indeed, Lucid Dream here picking Mirage. We have Beyond then choosing Nuke, and if we need a train as the decider. Honestly, I don't get to follow Asian CS a lot, and unfortunately, there's not a lot to go off of for Lucid Dream, so I'm really not sure how these maps are gonna fare for them.
Well, that's another thing, right? For Lucid Dreams, you can recognize a couple of players here and there from games, but for me, it's a long time ago that I've seen any of these guys. And obviously things change massively.
I know PTC can be a monster, and I recognize Leaf as well. I believe both of these players have been together for quite a while.
Okay, fair enough. The one that catches my eye is QQ. I've seen him a bit in the past.
Oh, over on Beyond, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, looking at things, the fact that I'm recognizing some of the players vaguely on Beyond and not so much on Lucid Dreams, I put them as the favorites. But we'll see. We'll see how things evolve. Mirage is a very open map for teams to swing through. If they've got the individual firepower, things can definitely flip-flop their way. Lucid Dream 2 rounds in a row now getting bomb plants, and with the AK is actually doing a decent job of fighting off, but SDK from above on stairs is able to take down PTC, and so it's just a 1v2 remaining. Lucid Dream's not looking great. The SMG cleaning them up quickly, but 2 rounds in a row, they get out on A, they get bomb plants in as well. All that's left is to finish up those final couple of kills. Doesn't look too bad for them then when it comes into full buy rounds.
Yeah, I'd say they could be pretty chuffed about how that round went overall. Obviously, as you said, the win would have been nice since they did fully invest, but they do so much damage. With the bomb plant, they can afford again to pull out a few pistols, maybe even a couple deagles. Try and get another 1 to 2 kills in this round and then just set themselves up well for the opening gun round. It looks like they're willing to pull out a hero rifle here on towards PTC. It's not going to affect them massively, to be fair. And they do get 2,900, so if he can get a kill or two, if they end up getting a bomb plant again, which obviously they were successful with getting in the past 2 rounds as well, then it would give them still enough to buy on everyone, including PTC, and would also give, of course, extra nades towards everyone else. So this is one where Beyond could certainly get caught off guard a little bit. I don't think they're going to be expecting to be going up against so much here in this round. Fortunately, they're not doing anything too crazy, although as I say that, Beyond... or rather, Fox is going up through connector, getting flashed in, manages to find himself a quick headshot, unfortunately does fall afterwards, and there we go. That makes more sense now, being just lined up towards short, 3 kills being found for May rolls, and with that it is 3-0, so a cleaner round from Beyond. PTC, unfortunately, not doing anything with that AK now. It is stuck to a weaker weapon.
That's a bit of a disadvantage, but you never mind having like 1 Mac 10 when you come into a round like this just to charge on forward, take those aggressive angles, and get traded the majority of the time. That's probably going to be his role, unfortunately for him. I'm curious to see how Lucid Dreams approach this. We've seen great success towards that A-bomb site 2 rounds in a row when they didn't have the same caliber of equipment that they do right now, and Beyond had that little bit of an advantage with the all-round buy. But for now, it's a very slow approach. The bomb left towards T-spawn, 2 on top mid, 1 down below as PTC gets that lower control, looks to harass any window players. Connector aggressors, just like QQ, who's tearing them apart with a double kill, opening up connector. They even go out for more on mid. A very reckless approach from Beyond, but you can see that they feel beyond confident in this round.
I'm kind of surprised that Lucid Dream are willing to just keep on taking the individual fights. It ends up working for Fox over towards the apartments for 1 kill at least, but he ends up immediately being traded as well. So it is all on Leaf, tries to push out towards ramp, didn't even have the bomb on his back, so it really wasn't going to work out for them. And yeah, as you said, Beyond were just incredibly confident there with their peaks. After QQ got that double-in connector, it allows for the player from window to peek out, catch one towards top mid as he was backing away, not really wanting to stick around on his own around mid anymore. And with that, Beyond they're leading 4-0. That opening gun round was one of the quicker ones we've seen so far. Lucid Dream really don't find any success in it, and unfortunately, again, are left back onto the weaker investment. As we said as well, this is the map choice of Lucid Dream, so to be getting off to such a slow start here is really not ideal. If we see Beyond especially taking this round cleanly and being able to build their money up even further past what it is now, then it certainly could be difficult for Lucid Dream to try and break it. But look at this, Fox. The man who opened up around Connector in that previous round, he has given them something towards B. He's retrieved an MP9, but he doesn't even need to use it. It's the Deagle instead. He finds the second kill towards B. But he realizes, obviously, Olivia is rotated in as well. So at this point now, they have the 4-on-3, and it looks like they're just going to swarm this A bomb site where only KNTZ is. I don't want to say his name because it's going to come out wrong.
Well, I think we'll stick with that. KNTZ is able to find himself one as Lucid Dream creep out towards that A bomb site, looking for a bomb plant. Cover into Connector and get it down. And the Eagles now hoping to capitalize as the players push in close to going in for that control towards jungle, so Olivia could be in trouble as he slowly creeps down towards... Oh, he's not going to go in there, is he? Okay. We're making the right choice here, just sticking outside, but they've got to make a move, and a lot of this retake relies on QQ winning this fight on ramp as he comes out, checking his close left. He wins the duel. Great shot by KNTZ, but the op is being recovered, and that's the problem. John Olsen able to get himself one as QQ baits the shot, but now he gives away that he's not on it anymore, and he's going to just try to bait this out. John, not with the proper jump peek, but he manages to shut him down afterwards anyways. That one came pretty close.
Yeah, quite close, but I don't think Lucid Dream care about how close they got, considering they only had, what, Deagles, Kevlar, and a few players. That's a pretty happy outcome, and after we had just been saying they were unfortunately struggling to get into the game, they managed to do exactly that. Now they have forced Beyond to spend all of their money to reinvest into this round, and even then, it's not perfect. I mean, it's not bad. They've got the op, glass cannon for Olivia, the main weakness then being as well the FAMAS for KNT, but other than that, it is decent enough. But they need to try and bounce back here. Otherwise, Lucid Dream could immediately be getting themselves up towards 3 rounds and kind of negating that early lead that we've seen from Beyond. Much slower from Lucid Dream. I guess expecting Beyond to take up the pace now and go aggressive once again. Or either go aggressive in general. We haven't really seen them push forward. We've just seen them really challenging around mid quite heavily. I think Lucid Dream expecting them now that they did lose that previous, perhaps with a couple weaker weapons to try and push somewhere.
See Lucid being a little bit more cautious down towards middle from earlier on where they were picked off by the window peak and the Connector one as well. The smoke's down on the window, they're Molotoving out Connector. Still open peeking it afterwards though, which is a problem. As you see, QQ just goes through and capitalizes on that one for free. Needed an extra smoke for that. Dropping out of the window, they catch Mayrose, who was full blind. Great flash thrown over by Fox. And now into that 4 versus 3. The retake on B, and what is that? That was an odd just run out the door, no support. Picking them off one at a time. This is crazy Counter-Strike.
Fox posted up on this cross as well, likely to shut down STK, and at this point KNT really just has to try and save this FAMAS. As you said, bit of crazy CS coming in from both of these teams. Fox has been playing incredible for these opening rounds. He's up on 7 already. I think this is the first time he's been able to actually contribute with the rifle. Before that, it just been the Deagle on those weaker investments that he was constantly picking up headshots. But yeah, as I said, likely off the back of this now, we will be looking at Lucid Dream being able to pull it back up to 3 rounds, which is a fantastic recovery from what was initially down, them being down 4-0, obviously, and looking to go down 5-0 before winning out the eco. Good recovery, though, by KNT to steal away an AK. Unfortunately, pretty much all they're going to have in this round. Doesn't have a pistol he could give over to teammates either. At most, maybe STK buys up a P250 or 5.7, maybe a Deagle if he's feeling ambitious, but they want to ensure that they have the best buy possible in the next round as well. Yeah, he goes for the Deagle, but really they can't buy too much. QQ, surprised he spent so much. They only get 2,400.
That's a
not
great
starting
pick.
off well.
Well, it is for Lucid Dreams. Look, that man advantage is going to be valuable to them. It was so odd in the previous round how individually Beyond approached all of those fights. As they'd had the success thus far. But one after another, rushing into the B bomb site was very curious from QQ. Molly onto the bench. No real opportunity for Beyond to push through these smokes. I think boosting behind is their only real option. And Fox had such a good read on that. That was
even
beautiful.
Kept the spray up. Yeah, it really did seem like he thought, yeah, he must have been up on the boost. Either that or just continues spamming anyway, but it just works out perfect. Just keeps on going. The other player drops down, and Yeah, I mean, Fox is having a fun time, up on 9 kills already. Spams. Mayrolls is alright for now. He's pinned in that spawn. Really, I guess his hope is that someone will just come this direction. Maybe he can steal away a rifle. Probably not going to happen, though. But yeah, Lucid Dream back up to 3 rounds already for themselves. Again, off the back of a weaker investment going their way. As the momentum has pretty heavily shifted. And just look at the economy that they have already, especially on PTC. To have over 10,000 on your upper at this point, he's had to drop a rifle here. But even then, he still has quite a bit of money, even if he buys up the few nades that he could do with. And no op available for Beyond, nor a defuse kit. This is really not ideal. The extra bit of investment into the pistols in that previous round, as I said, certainly costing them considering they didn't have too much loss bonus. Oh, those couple flashes over B are pulling the rotation straight over.
Yeah, it was just a hard fake of a rush on B. Lucid Dreams evidently completely selling that to them. And it looks like they won't get out with all the manpower, though. They've already lost John. PTC's on his way, but has no idea about QQ. That's him. Good night and sweet dream. So you're into a 3v4. Beyond don't come out of that the worst, as Lucid Dreams get a bomb plant. The retake's definitely possible again, taking individual fights, but SDK realizes he can just buy a little bit of time. And here's the mid play coming through. Fox tried to retreat down through lower. QQ takes him out. A 2-man advantage on the retake. This one's looking clean for the CTs.
Yeah, looking indeed as Leaf is left alone. He needs the quad kill, and despite being able to find that frag onto QQ above the stairs smoke, at that point, Mayrolds and Olivia were still together, sticking in a pack. They swung in, and that kill being found, giving them plenty of time, of course, for the defuse to come in. An AK being retrieved there from Mayrolds. Olivia threw it to him, was hoping, I guess, to find himself another AK. Sadly, wasn't able to do so. But yeah, Beyond, they bounce back. They unfortunately only keep 2 players alive, so after they drop weapons over and manage to share out the money, unfortunately, it is going to leave them with pretty much nothing in the reserve. And even then, with 1 player stuck onto the MP9. Better in terms of the nades, though. Better in terms of the fact that they do actually have a couple of defuse kits as well. So it isn't a bad purchase by any means, but they do need to keep this up because we had pointed out Lucid Dream, they had plenty of money. Apologies. But yeah, I mean, if they were to lose this, they have 2,400 loss bonus, so they wouldn't quite have enough to buy. So it is still a really good chance for Beyond to kind of get back into their winning ways and take back some momentum. And that's a pretty good start. They've been able to find Leaf already. Sure, they don't hold the mid control, but with a man advantage, they can fairly willingly concede this. I was going to say QQ is still sticking around in connector. A little bit scary, but he had found success from there earlier, so I think he is just hoping to ensure that they're not going to be getting swarmed through connector at the moment. Very standard setup. Does Olivia realize there's one in window? I think he may. Oh, the timing here to jump up. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Finds the head of Fox at this point. Now the rest of Lucid Dream just feel forced to commit to B.
Straight up push working out well. It's just one after another. Mayrolls is picking them off. A 3 versus 1. And with just the AWP of PTC, he needs to be given a lot of opportunities. And look, it's not like Beyond haven't been offering them up on a golden platter from time to time. And they're all on 1-by-1 fight angles, right? PTC could win these duels, but Olivia is the right read there. As soon as he misses the shots, bail out. Now his teammates start to group on up and come in from behind. Well handled in the late stage. And something that Beyond really need, honestly, is to win these rounds with a couple more players like the 3 men alive they just had, which is sort of a bare minimum for them, because you can see that their money isn't even great. It's definitely taken a hit from the damage that Lucid Dream is able to constantly beat into it the rounds. And with 6-3, considering those early starts, considering how they, you know, obviously win the pistol, win the follow-up, but constantly allow the bomb plants, I feel like Beyond are even in a better position now than I expected them to be, considering how things started. I'd be very cautious if I was them.
Yeah, they really don't have room for errors to be made yet until they do actually build up some economy. And again, a quick play. This time they actually are full on committing towards B, but they have no idea that unfortunately SDK had managed to come around the smoke. Mayrolls doing the exact same, except over towards the apartments where he's able to move back and forth through, finding himself 3 kills. And with that, leaving it all on PTC, who was trying to lurk up short. Just as the smoke goes away, unfortunately, as well, so he is going to be spotted. And yeah, there we go. Mayrolls getting himself a quad kill. They lock down B. take themselves the 7th round in a much cleaner fashion, as you said, being able to keep at least 3 players up there for themselves. Not ideal, but considering now they have a chance again to keep at least 3 alive and kind of make the bare minimum amount of money that you can make and survive in these rounds. Ideally, they'd want to keep 4 or 5 alive, obviously, but that wasn't too bad. Even if you get to 2 rounds with 3 alive, then you can usually build up a little bit of money. But as you said, ideally they do need a little bit more just because Lucid Dream are already on 3 rounds. If Lucid Dream manage to get into a position where they win out 1 gun round and force beyond the eco, at that point they're back up to 5 and only really need 1 more to be able to make it a respectable half. So not a position that Beyond want to be in.
No, definitely not. I mean, with the 7th built up, the potential to skyrocket through is there. They should be finding an 8th at the moment, but again, doing it cleanly is the name of the game. As an initial tag goes into QQ, he needs to be a little bit more cautious about peeking top stairs. And KNTZ now here in the Deagles might realize his position isn't contingent with an anti-eco. He's playing up against a lot of pistols, and they take him down so quickly through the smoke. Chon in with great damage to QQ, and the trade found immediately, and Lucid Dreams keep on going. A 4v2, huge advantage. Bomb getting planted, and Beyond have got to be upset with their position. This is ridiculous.
God, I was saying how if they were to lose a round and get forced onto an eco, they'd be screwed. I didn't expect it to be this one. I figured, yeah, they're up against the eco now. This is theirs. It's afterwards where Lucid Dream could really start getting themselves back into it. But this is the 2nd eco round now that Lucid Dream have been able to win. Out of just 4. 4, Mitch.
Honestly, considering the fact that they come in with pistols, I'm guessing Beyond didn't have a read on what buy they were up against. Like, you had KNTZ up close on Palace. You had 2 players passively back over towards the stairs. The stairs position isn't bad if you put the Palace player in CT. All of a sudden, you got a pretty good hold. Yeah, they could smoke you out, but you can just move past once you see the smokes come through, or even allow them just to get on the bomb site and try to shut down the plant. From the positions they played, though, it looked like they were trying to catch the rifles off guard, and instead they end up in a spot where they've got to take close range fights versus pistols. A wide swing by QQ, and what you noticed on that stairs peak was there's no support. There's no utility being thrown, no flashbang behind him. They knew the players were out-ramped. They knew there was a player in Palace. And their decision was, I'm just going to wide swing the pistols. That'll work. Shockingly, it didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes it even more kind of troubling. At first, obviously, they might have thought it was the rifles. They found out pretty quickly that it wasn't, and then I guess then they just felt too confident in themselves. Just because they were going, maybe initially they thought they were up against the rifles, so as soon as they realized, oh, pistols, this should be easy. They peek, as you said, no flashes or anything coming in. They just didn't play that anywhere near as well as they should have, and now they're left in an awkward spot. Honestly, they have a slightly stronger buy than I thought they were going to get, so they do certainly have a chance to still try and fight into this one, but if they lose it, then they are in a lot of trouble, because Lucid Dream would likely get up to 6 already off the back of it, which, as you said, considering the fact that it was 4-0 at one point for Beyond, really wouldn't be ideal. A minute remaining, though. Mid-control again having been found for Lucid Dream. What decision are they going to make off the back of it? A couple players moving up through short. Looks like it could be the B split. And even sending another player back around into spawn. Going forward with just 3 players for now, pretty much. So this will be interesting, because they are walking into a stack. You will eventually see one actually being found towards short, and Fox gets Olivia as well. But as I said, with the stack in place, Mayrolls, he's still here. He's already had a very successful B-hold with 4 before. And this time now with QQ here to help as well, they are playing this perfectly, covering each other off when needed. PTC on the bomb site, just not expected apparently, but at this point, the 1-on-2, as long as they play together, they should be good. And indeed, QQ, he swings out maybe a little bit dangerous, but he had KNT coming in through kitchen as well. So there it is. Beyond, they fight back in, redeem themselves for dropping to the pistols in the previous, but they need to keep that up. And considering Lucid Dream did win out the eco in the round before with retrieving so many weapons, their money is absolutely flush. For this one, anyway.
Yeah, coming into this, but
they could have.
I guess on the T side,
that's
though,
why.
A lot of the time when you're coming in on the T side, and at this level of Counter-Strike as well, you're going to want to just do what Lucid Dream have had work for them so many times. Barrel into A, or one of the bomb sides, but A in this case, and just see how it works. The rush comes through. Not working out well for now, is it? KNTZ eventually isolated underneath Palace, but Beyond of 3 players ready to blitz through once those smokes disappear. Olivia jumped the gun a little bit, caught up behind Triple, and it's brought back to an even 3-on-3. An SMG in play on the retake. Beyond will struggle a little bit, but they've got the utility to make this work. 2 smokes, a molly, a nade. and a flashbang. That's more than enough to clear out these angles.
Oh, well-placed Molotov going in towards John Olsen in the back corner. He's going to be forced forward. It doesn't do too much damage. And he does actually spot a player on the top of the stairs as well. I'm not sure if he'll realize that's a separate player than who threw the Molotov, but with the CT control at least, they do seem to have an idea that at most it is the flank as well as the move in from jungle. Great control from PTC for the first two at least, but a bit ambitious to attempt that spray transfer across to the stairs, but it doesn't matter. He's done a bit of damage. He allows for John Olsen then to pop out and finish it off as QQ, of course, without the time, really was just trying to back away and save there, but it is not allowed. And Lucid Dream again bounced back. Back and forth at this point is obviously something that's going to be much better for Lucid Dream, because they're just looking to try and get up to 6. Obviously, they wouldn't want to lose this one and go back and forth again, but the fact that they got that previous one there, they were trading back and forth a few rounds before, they just kept working the economy of Beyond down, and finally they've hit a position where they can't afford to pull out a few rifles and justify the buy. Instead, a single P250, an A stack though, which is going to have a couple players fighting in this direction from the T side. Why not? Why not, Mitch? Why not? They're going to get B control at least, but they've given them 2 AKs, so this could be a bit dangerous. Yeah. If they don't lock that down for at least a few seconds before Beyond have a chance to move in. Oh no.
I mean, there was a
Another
moment where you could think about them maybe saving those AKs, but the fact that they win those duels, that duel out towards short, they 100% go in for this. John being poked and prodded with the USPs. He's being spotted in the back. They know where Fox is as well with the tag coming in. And not able to get a whole lot afterwards, and KNTZ now saves that AK. The right call. Burned up a lot of utility, killed 3 players. Lucid Dreams really struggling for cash then, versus what they should have been. I mean, this should have been a clean round, as easy as they come.
They'll be good for the last round, thankfully, just because PTC has enough for himself and the 2 surviving players can drop. As long as they don't die, which I was a bit worried about after the team knife.
Yeah, me too, dude. That'd been embarrassing. Like, oh, they're gonna survive. Knife each other. Never mind.
Yeah, but 6, we said that's what Lucid Dream needed to reach to be able to feel happy about this T side, and obviously they have a relatively decent chance to still try in his 7. It's just 6 wasn't looking too possible for quite a while. It's been 2 eco rounds went out by Lucid Dream to really kind of fill out that round counter for them, pad it out. Coming into this final round and a half now, as we said, plenty of economy to reinvest for Lucid Dream after taking the damage. So both teams really just working with the rifles here, no ops in play. Nades could be a bit better for Beyond. But overall, it's an even enough buy here coming into the final round and a half. And again, Lucid Dream just going back to this A execute, going to be going for another quick round. Having shifted from what initially was them just playing that mid control pretty much every round, and Beyond trying now to react to this execute as it comes in. Unfortunately, stuck in behind the smokes, feeling forced to go forward. And as they do, they're traded out effectively by Lucid Dream, who end up with a man advantage. Oh, and Fox just going into the spawn as well. I don't think he realized this one up close. So he will end up falling, but he gets that info at least. So they still have the man advantage. Oh, but QQ, he might just catch Leaf. There we go. Knife out in hands. He has no idea.
It's a little bit awkward running in through Palace. The head spotted by May rolls, goes over for another, and shuts that one down. Beyond finishing out on 9 rounds. And this has been a wacky return to Asian Counter-Strike, I gotta say, Dean. We've seen some crazy rounds.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done any Asian games, I'm not going to lie. But it is going to be a couple of minutes until we can get back into this one, guys. We're going to send it over to a quick halftime break. Make sure you stick around. At max, we will be about 3 minutes.
Welcome back, folks. We're ready to go with half number 2 of Beyond versus Lucid Dream. And as things have gotten off to a wild and wacky start, we are coming into what is going to be a well-rounded base game of Counter-Strike in half number 2. I guarantee it, Dean.
You are giving fake news, Mitch. That is not what I expect. I expect this half to be just as crazy as the first. But honestly, that was an enjoyable first half of Counter-Strike between these two. And yeah, it indeed does kick things off here pretty exciting. Unfortunately, at least in the case of Beyond, that is, because they've been able to find that opening by catching one player pushed out quite aggressive on mid, peeking the underpass. Wanted to get that info, of course, about what was going on. Unfortunately, costing him his life now, as it is going to be the A split coming in, but it's still a decent setup for Lucid Dream. They actually had a bit of a stack in this direction. You can see Fox is able to move back in real quick, and with that even stopped the bomb plant for a moment, but unfortunately doesn't seem like it's going to be quite enough for them. It is all on 7 now. He's been brought down low. Honestly, I don't even think I'd said his name before.
I think I'm with you on that one, but
I think he had a slower first half for sure. and slowed down pretty quick here as well when he loses his head.
The kill distribution is really weird looking at that. I mean, Lucid Dream at the moment, Fox is having just an insane game. 19 for 13 coming into this half. And for the rest of the team, they're lacking a little bit. Especially down towards 7 and Leaf. But then you look over towards Beyond, it's a little bit more well-rounded. You got more players showing up. Mayrolls and QQ having the good games. Maybe the 2 players we were saying before that I recognize in this lineup, so it's good to see that they're performing. And as time ticks on in this round, you're seeing Beyond go for a bit of a mid-control, not quite in the same fashion as Lucid Dreams, who were very hectic in pushing out. Played a hyper-aggressive mid-take. That nade going through. Is there a flash for Fox? Because that smoke's going to disappear pretty quickly. So I would hope someone's going to lob one over, but no one's in position to, so he's going to play around it, but has no problem picking up kills. A double before eventually falling. That's a great start to the round for Lucid Dream.
Oh, God. If they manage to win out another one of these weaker Deagle rounds, it will be crazy, but maybe even not surprising at this point. 2 8Ks, though. Still a Mach 10 as well on the player with the weaker weapon here in the 3-on-4 for Beyond to try and recover. They have 50 seconds left, but they're all still spread out at this point, kind of as if they're just still in the standard default, so they need to make a decision pretty soon. You can see as it is actually going to be KNT being sent back to pick up the bomb. It likely will be brought over towards the A side of the map. And there we go. Bit of an opening being found. John Alton in towards Connector is the man who goes down as the smoke also being dropped, ensured that no one else was really able to follow up with the peak and try and return that frag. So it does allow for them to set themselves up now. But they're going to need to be quick. If a couple of kills come in, if that bomb gets dropped, they could be in a lot of trouble, especially with a player up close to Connector. But they managed to deal with it. PTC goes down. STK tapping away. Finds 7 in towards the spawn, and now it's all on Leaf, and I don't know how much he's going to be able to do all coming up through Connector. Okay, takes down STK. At this point, QQ, I was going to say with the Mach 10, probably couldn't afford the peek from the CT spawn, but once his teammate decides to take the fight on top of the box, he's like, yeah, maybe I have to. They peek out together, they're able to get the frag anyways, but a fairly close one overall. So good damage from Lucid Dream. The issue is they're going to have to take an eco in this round, so they shouldn't really be able to capitalize on it. It's going to give Beyond the chance to try and recover and ensure they take a clean round here.
There's some good damage done, though. I think they can feel at least a little bit confident about their ability moving into future rounds. Hell, based on what we saw in the first half, this one could be the one that goes their way. The Deagle P250s, it really should be clean.
Plenty of weapons.
Oh, so many. They've done it before. We've seen it in this series. But by the looks of things, it is just going to be that nice cleanup. 4 players stacked in towards short. And they're looking for the control slowly but surely and realizing they don't want to push towards the B side. QQ might be cut off from spawn, though. Fox comes around, knife out at just the wrong moment. And he deals a little bit of damage, but QQ makes the decision to just run away. Oh, Leaf's going to go through this smoke. The timing was so good for him. He manages to drop one. Olivia's definitely going to be frustrated after that.
Understandably so. There was a few moments there where Lucid Dream actually had a chance. In towards the Palace as well, when the initial Palace push came in, the timing was almost really awkward for the man who was holding it. Of course, he ended up in the fight against the player back in the spawn then afterwards as well. So he had to really fight to stay alive in that round. But 12-6, it is of course Beyond off the back of the pistol, getting themselves into a position where they have double the score of Lucid Dream. But we've seen them have a strong start on the first half as well, and of course once the, well not even once the weapons came out, once the eco was won was when Lucid Dream were able to start picking up rounds. But they have a strong buy round here either way. They have the up on PTC, they have a pretty solid amount of nades, pretty much everything they could ask for. And this is where they need to pick it up. If they don't get this first gun round this time, then they are in so much trouble. Beyond would be running away with it, and they'd be getting themselves really close to that finish line. A slow round though so far from Beyond. Looking definitely for that mid control, just not pushing out for it as of yet. Instead letting Lucid Dream kind of maybe use up a few of their nades and such, which they have been doing. You can see how much they're using indeed. Yeah, the smokes have been thrown down, but for now Beyond aren't following up on it. They're letting Lucid Dream peek out and really just spot nothing and then kind of question, oh okay, what's happening? Are they set up to move towards a bomb site already? But no, it's just light mid control instead.
Here's the smokes to go across and split that B bomb site. Lucid Dreams going to have a chance to destroy Beyond as they come barreling up through. Short Fox again showing up round on round. This guy's the one you can rely on to do the damage. But now we need to see someone else step up to that mantle. Out comes John. Straight to the bomb site and straight down afterwards. The AWP holding the cross though, confident in trading him back as Lucid Dreams attempt to pull the rug out from underneath the T side. So we're now anchored down on that bomb site, but they're looking a little bit isolated as KNTZ is all alone. He picks off one, looks to the back of the site. PTC is running around. He was making steps on the right. KNTZ knows he's close with the pistol out. He didn't stand a chance. AWP recovered as the T side will carry that forward and put a 13th on the board. Lucid Dreams not looking all too clean. They're going to have to go down to just a couple of pistols. I don't think a force buy is really the play at this point. So close to losing out the map. And Dean, correct me if I'm wrong. This is Lucid Dreams map pick, right?
Yeah, it is indeed. Let me double check. I think it's Nuke up next. Yeah, Nuke indeed coming up next, being the choice of Beyond. If needed, Train, which, looking at the few games that you can go off of in terms of looking at HLTV, isn't the strongest map for Beyond, so maybe Lucid Dream could definitely make it happen there, but it's not ideal. To drop your own map choice here in such a convincing fashion, and as well with a map like Nuke coming up next, you've got to hope that Lucid Dream are going to be comfortable there. Again, though, finding kind of more success with these pistols than they have been overall in the gun rounds. Actually dropping it to the 3-on-3 right now, retrieving a couple of AKs as well, and there we go, 7. Finds SDK creeping up through connectors. One more player top stairs. The head was spotted. The shot yet to be connected, but he's got that info now about where at least one of these two remaining players are. And the Molotov is going to stop them from being able to push forward for at least a couple extra seconds. Unfortunately, he does peek and fall. Fox has set himself up though on the flank and they have no idea. Yeah, he's ready to come through connector already. The Deagle now in hand even as he pushes forward. Not given any room for Olivia to get himself comfortable to set up for the position to try and even plant. As you can see, both players just continue. The peak could have been a bit risky against the op, of course, but they make it work. Lucid Dream, they steal away to round again with the weaker weapons. 3 of their 7 rounds have been with mostly just Deagles.
Dean, it has been a bit of a mad series, hasn't it? Things weren't, don't really add up when you come into
I understand how you get confused, but it's still only the first map match.
Feels
Don't
like
worry.
it's,
hasn't been the entire series yet. Yeah.
Hey, you
been
just
some
can't
crazy
count these
CS for
buys
sure.
out, can you? Like, May rolls with a Deagle. He's going to be the top fragger this round. Guaranteed. Look at that. Opens it up on Fox.
He's been incredible in general.
Taking down Fox as well is a very important kill. He's got 25 kills. And just take a look at that scoreboard for a second. 12, 10. You add the next 2 players up, they still don't meet the same kills as Fox has got. He's absolutely insane. I think this is the first time I remember seeing this guy, but he's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I don't recall him either. Leaf and PTC from Lucid Dream that I'm familiar with. As the frag did come back from 7 to maybe redeem some hope, but the issue was immediately then, and there were 2 kills were found for Beyond, and with that then PTC was left alone. And he's not going to be able to do too much, was pinned in around the door and kitchen, completely surrounded, so saving wasn't even an option, unfortunately. As Lucid Dream, they won out their force buy, unfortunately dropping immediately in a very quick round then from Beyond, and now having to salvage a buy together to try and keep themselves alive, and this is going to have to be a flawless CT side from this point forward if they want to be able to get the win here, without having to bring it into overtime, of course.
Lots of weaker weapons for Lucid Dreams. Which means they win the round. I'm starting to get the hang of this scene.
Usually, yeah. Statistically, anyway. It's usually been the Deagles, so who knows, but a decent start from PTC. Mayrolls will return 1, but he is also still pushed out on ramp. Are they committing off the back of this? I think they kind of do want to. Unfortunately, just going forward one at a time. Over towards connector, one man falls. Mayrolls tried to come up and kind of get the pinch around connector from the top of the steps, but by the time he gets there, his teammate was already gone, so he ends up going down in a kind of 1-on-2 exchange. Or 1-on-2 challenge, rather, and now it's all on QQ and KNT. The bombs dropped out on ramp. I think that's known by Lucid Dream. They're not looking to hold it because it'd be very dangerous. They're happy enough in the 4-on-2 to sit back and let Beyond make the first move.
QQ trying to pick up that bomb without clipping the Molotov, but... Or swinging too wide that he gets killed. Eventually grabs it, but 40 seconds left. to make a move. And Lucid Dream aren't even holding the bomb. They've got the man advantages to allow it to be recovered and the rotate to come through. Thing is, though, by the looks of it, Beyond are trying to fake that out. Ain't gonna work. This is a heavy flank on the way. And of course, it's your boy Fox that's coming behind to take those kills. As Beyond slowly creep on forward, they're going to force into the fight towards Connector. And it looks like the flank isn't even going to be spotted. 14-8. And of course, the prediction of the weaker weapons wins comes through yet again. As the T side might be the next victors. We've got two players that are not going to be able to buy up in the next round. And I think, yeah, by the looks of it, they're going in for that force buy. Deagle for STK. Ooh, he goes for the P250. Curious decision. The Eagles have been the dominant force.
I guess just wanting the flashes in play as well. Olivia only has a Glock, so I think that's the one that stands out even a little bit more.
There's been a lot of flashes in this game. A lot of players being flashed. Some of them are on, what, 17 for 7? Or, no, sorry, 10 for 7, 17 for John Olsen and stuff, 20 for KNTZ. But, I want to check out exactly how many flash assistance means. It doesn't feel like that many. There's one, though, as Leaf falls, and they move in towards this B-bomb site. But hold on, Fox is here in force, taking a triple and shutting Beyond down. Lucid Dream pull up to a 9. And I love how I mentioned flash assists, and then there were about 17 in that round, but that was nuts from Fox.
Yeah, about 70 in Mitch, I like it.
Approximately.
Yeah, no. It's a big step up. That's probably the most convincing round we've
It's a choice.
A very interesting choice, especially as one of the top fraggers. You want to ensure that he's going to have the full buy in the following round with everyone else. He is the top fragger. Mayrolds has been doing a great job as well. He's 1 kill behind. It's been those two players certainly contributing the most for Beyond. So you don't really want either of them lacking when it comes into the full buys, especially with it being relatively close at this point. I mean, if they lose the next gun round, suddenly it is at least 12 rounds for Lucid Dream. So not a position that they want to be putting themselves into.
So, Dean, there were 8 flash assists so far in this game, as of this point right now. I think 3. Yeah, 3 were the previous round. So, like, you've seen a lot of flashes bought up, a lot used, because as we said, let's just quickly glance at the stats again. What you're talking, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. Probably like 120 flashes thrown, or very close to it. Sorry, 120 enemies flashed total on the server, and 8 flash assists, which is a very low percentage.
Yeah, I guess just not able to capitalize on it a lot of the time. I would imagine a lot of them also were just kind of thrown around mid and such to ensure operators weren't holding those early angles, and probably were being able to flash them back off angles and at least deny those players from being effective. But yeah, normally you would see a lot more flash assists on those entry frags, but hasn't been the case right now. You see the T is creeping up around the jungle, or at least one player doing so. They've already lost one around that area, so Mayrolds with the Glock is trying to get a bit of revenge, and there we go. Distracted enough for Olivia to go out. Palace creep down below the ladder and just get the frag in from behind. Surprised he didn't get the knife, but I guess didn't want to risk it at that point, as it is indeed cleaned up. So yeah, the Nova that was bought up from QQ just doesn't amount to anything. He's not even able to make any money back off it, so he's left with 2,400 now coming into this round, while the rest of his teammates do have enough to get the buyout. So yeah, weaker weapon for QQ, not ideal, but it's the Deagle. It's the Deagle, Mitch. So
what's interesting there is that with the going back to the flashbang point, it's under 7%, 6.6% of flashes thrown resulting in an assist, and that's like an insanely low percentage. Obviously, like you're saying, a lot of flashes can be used to push players off of angles, so they're used for map control more so than actually connecting a frag. But if you consider how many fast rounds we've seen, I'd question how many of those were actually used that way. Definitely towards middle, we saw control more so from Beyond than from Lucid Dream, that they burn up a lot of utility getting into the mid control. For example, this right here, probably not going to result in a kill. Oh, maybe it will. PTC stuck around a little long. Fox went out after. What's that? So there's a flashbang that didn't get a flash assist, but basically did, you know? But the majority of the time, it feels like they're just not capitalizing on what's being used up. Like the CT side, KNTZ had 20 flashes and no flash assists. It was just constantly lobbing them on the CT side to keep their opponents back. It's a lot of money to spend for a very slow delay, a very minimal delay. And control over the A site goes into beyond this round. They got their mid control split in afterwards. PTC doing so well, so they failed to kill him earlier on, and now he's playing a big role by taking that frag. QQ just about pulls that off though. Oh, but PTC gets the angle afterwards. He knows at this point QQ's going to be on top. Well, maybe not on top of the box like that. This is a little bit more wild than you'd expect. He runs out of ammo down to the Deagle, but gets it on the run across, of course.
That works.
15 to 10, running Deagle to close out the round. What you like to see.
Yeah, to close out the round, not quite to close out the game, but to get them pretty close to that point by, of course, putting Beyond now on 15. 5 in a row is what Lucid Dream need to get the overtime. It's not quite far enough away for me to say you'd have to be dreaming, but it does seem like it's going to be quite difficult for them because Beyond have been in a position where, what is that 3-round streak there from Lucid Dream is the best we've seen from them apart from the... Well, yeah, just the best we've seen from them in general, I believe. Sorry, yeah. The 4-round streak, sorry, that they got earlier on the half. So it really hasn't been a position where we've seen them being so convincing for a streak of rounds. So it's going to be tough for sure. But there's a decent frag. A little bit more aggressive around ramp. Also just willing to then drop the smoke and actually back away. Realizing, okay, we have a man advantage. We don't really need to stick around. We can leave Beyond now to kind of fester in the 4-on-5 and to feel the pressure of the situation. Setting up already for what looks like it could be an ace split. You have the Mach 10 up close and connector.
Olivia's still in T-spawn though with that bomb and starting to move away from the T-spawn towards the middle, I'm guessing. QQ taking a fight up close. He's going to bail back after being lit up. You don't want to take a head peek fight. This is a weird push by Beyond because that bomb can be caught out on middle. The fights are going their way at the start, but look, here's the bomb coming on down mid. Olivia finds the kill though, so that negates the issues that we're developing, but that definitely could have went wrong. If Olivia falls, the 2v2 bomb drop mid, easy rotate around through the B site, and the round could have fallen apart from there, but luckily it doesn't.